What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, this show is always started by us being transparent. And yesterday, I had a losing day. I lost on the Sparks minus 5.5. Doesn't matter. You get COV if you take it to the trash can. And the Sparks, they just they just didn't look good. So it turned out to be a bad pick. I liked it. Didn't work out the way that I thought. But there's a pick I like today, and we'll see if we can get better today. Vino, hopefully you did a little bit better than I did yesterday. And how are you doing today?
I'm good, buddy. As far as client releases go, I had a nothing day because I didn't release anything. But on a personal level, I got to both the Sparks and the total overtime save the over. So basic split, just on like I say on a personal note. But as far as plays recommended, plays released, best bets given to clients, there was nothing yesterday. But there is one today and two up right now for tomorrow's NBA game. So we're up and loaded. I'm ready to roll.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you tapping in. Latino Unicorn 99 says, finally catching the live version of this show. One of my favorites on Twitter. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that we can have it on Twitter, and we appreciate you rocking with us. Glad you can make the live show. So, Vino, we only have two games to talk about today, and we'll see if we can find some money. There's one that I already played, and then there's one that I was waiting to talk to you about, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get there. We'll start off. We'll go in rotation order, and that means my bad, you guys. One of my screens just went out, so that means 621, 622. Indiana Fever heading into Atlanta opened up -2 for the Dream. Now, mostly 5.5s I'm seeing out there, and the total opened 166.5, and this is as low as 160. We look at who's available, we can see why. I mean, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham both out. The Dream have Shatori Walker Kimbrough. She was added to the injury report. She's still probable, but I think she's dealing with a back injury. And then Nas Hillman is game time decision. Um, so Vino, this is a spot, or I mean, this is a game where the Dream come in with the rest advantage at the house, and they just lost. A game where they were supposed to win easily, double-digit favorite, lose outright. So, do we trust the Atlanta Dream to bounce back here, or have the Fever figure something out without Caitlin Clark? They're coming off 2 losses. I'm curious which way you see it.
All right. Well, I played it, and I did a video for Wager Talk on it. The way I played it, Skee, was I played Atlanta first half -2.5. I'll add on to, because it was part of my reason, what you said at first. Atlanta coming in off the loss, a couple of quotes after that game, especially from the head coach. Just not pleased with the fact that they were out hustled, outplayed by the Connecticut Sun. I think Atlanta's had 3 days off now to get ready for this. It'll be Jordan Canada's second game as well. Jordan Canada was in the starting lineup that night, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. Looked a little bit rusty, only got 17 plus minutes. But if I take the combination of Atlanta looking to reestablish themselves off of that loss, which they should be hungry at home to get a win, and Chicago coming off the 27-point blowout of what's now become their rival, or Indiana, coming off the blowout of what's become their rival, Chicago. National television, 79-52 blowout. You could see a little bit of a letdown there. I don't know that Indiana comes in here with the same exact mindset as they have every time they play Chicago. They have gone 2-0, last two without Clark and Cunningham. Prior to that, they were 0-2 without Caitlin Clark. But these two have played twice already this season. Remember back a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, maybe they played that home and home with a day in between. Atlanta won in Indiana. Indiana won in Atlanta. That second game, to me, Skee, statistically was a little bit freakish. I don't know that I take anything away from that because it looks more like a mirage than reality. But I'll just give you some numbers from that game. Indiana beats Atlanta, points in the paint, 46-20. Plus 26 in the paint. Doesn't make a lot of sense when you compare front lines that it would be that there'd be that much disparity. And they won 15-2 in second chance points. The game 2 days before didn't have any disparity like that. So I kind of throw that away. I think that Atlanta will want to atone for that performance. They only shot 10 of 30 inside the paint, which is unlike them. I feel like this team, I've said it before, they have the potential personnel wise to maybe be the third or fourth best team in this league. I think they'll be focused from the get go here. It's probably why I played first half rather than full game. I wouldn't talk anybody off of full game, but I think Atlanta comes ready. I think that Jordan Canada, her output it can't be less than 0 for 7 in 17 minutes. She probably gets more minutes. She's probably more involved here. And without Clark and Cunningham, I just think that this is a good spot for Atlanta. In the NBA, we would say something like first home game off of 3 roads. Don't want to be on the home side, but I don't know that applies as much in the WNBA from what I've seen so far. So I'm going to go Atlanta, or I already have played Atlanta first half -2.5.
Yeah, it is, first game after a long trip. But I mean, they've had so much rest and they're coming off of a beatdown. So I think it's a little bit of a different story. Interesting, the first half angle. I did look at this. I have been playing it. And thinking about the streaks that I've been playing, I should have rolled with the over last night in the Sparks game. So I'm thinking about this game, and let's see if I can get it up here on the screen. I just think my initial thought why I didn't play it was because I felt like it was a little bit low. But and I'm not finding it here. Well, I might just have to read it off for you guys. I'll try one more time. See if we can get this here. All right. My bad. Sure. I'm a visual person, so I'm trying to. There we go. Now I can get it. There we go. You can see this, right, Rob?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know other people could be visual people too. So, first half, I mean, if you've been following, we've been looking at this. First half team total under for the Fever is 7-1 so far this season. And I mean, we obviously would expect them to struggle, when Caitlin Clark has been out. And that's kind of when I hopped on. Then you look at opponent team total under for the Dream is 6-2 to the under. And this is a spot where they should come to play, come to lock up and be motivated. They haven't been the best defensive team all season, but those two things do line up. What made me hesitate was when I've been playing this, it's been pretty much at, and I can stop this now. It's been pretty much at 42.5, 43.5, and they've been like barely staying under by like a point or two. Now we're getting 40, 39.5. It starts to get a little bit scary. Any thought on that, Rob Veno?
Yeah, I will. You triggered a thought that I had in the analysis that I didn't bring up before, but for me, and this concerns side, Skee, it doesn't really concern total, but first half side, Atlanta has had back-to-back pretty poor first halves. And I saw a couple of quotes. You don't even have to really read quotes to get inside a team's head and know that if they start poorly, generally they use that as a focus point to start quickly if they've had back-to-backs like the Dream have. And I think that that'll help them sidewise here. I think they come off 2 bad ones, probably want to focus on having a good start, especially in front of the home crowd. I wonder what that does to a total from a total perspective in this game first half. But I do think first half side -2.5, it's helpful to know that Atlanta should come out with a focus of playing better in the first 20 minutes.
So I'm in agreement with that. I mean, I think it could last the entire game. It sounds like UCapper might disagree. He says 4.5 road faves earlier this season, now 5-point road dogs today. That's a big swing for Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. I mean, you can at some point you can say it's just going too far. It did open -2 before they were ruled out, right? So really, I mean, you got to look at the situation too. I think the situation has a lot to do with it. So I don't know. RC might disagree on this one. I think the Dream can cover the full game. I think the Dream cover Rob's first half. I'm nervous a little bit about that first half team total, but I still almost, want to get involved. But my gut is telling me not to do it because, like I said, I've been playing at the past 2 or 3 games and I've seen it just barely squeak under. So One other thing I'll mention here, Rob, yes, the Fever are coming off of a couple wins, but they were versus, lower competition. I
Mhm.
forget exactly who it was. I guess I can pull it up here. They just played the Sky and the Mystics. Before that, they played Connecticut Sun, and they couldn't even win that game. So they've been playing very low competition. This is a big step up in class. I think we'll see that tonight in the scoreboard. All right, next game, Ravino, and I have to get my odd screen in order. We're gonna go 623, 624, Chicago, and New York. We have seen this already. Opened up minus 15 and a half. It's as high as 17 and a half, but I guess the consensus will call 17. Total open 167 and 165 looks like the consensus there as far as who's available. For the Sky, Mariah Jefferson is out. Everybody else available. For the Liberty, John Quill Jones's game time decision, truly questionable. That's a big deal for this Liberty team. But Vino, I'm at the point. You couldn't pay me to bet the Chicago Sky. So, oh my bad. I guess one man production crew. My bad. You couldn't pay me to bet the Chicago Sky. It just haven't shown me anything worth getting behind. The offense is terrible. The guard play is just like you need guard play when you have two bigs like that. And I haven't seen it. I thought Atkins would be a lot better. Um, I just it's nothing to like from the Chicago Sky for me. The Liberty dominated them the last time they were out. Chicago did make it to 74 points, and that gave me a little hesitation to play Chicago Sky team total under because it was 73 and a half. But the loss of Courtney Vandersloot, I mean, this offense could get even worse without somebody to help get them organized. I still am thinking about that team total under here, Rob. How do you feel about this game?
Yeah, I could see it, Ski. I'm going to agree with you first off that, and it's not going out on a limb, but Jonquel Jones is a big deal if she doesn't
Mhm.
play. And for that reason, I took a brief look at Liberty team total under, thinking 91 and a half. I mean, even if they get to 91, which is something they can achieve, but without her, 91's a big number in a game where maybe they don't care that much. Although I'll say this, they've been 18 and a half point favorites twice already this year and covered them both. The New York Liberty have, and those were against Connecticut and Golden State. And you definitely have to put Chicago in the class of, I mean, Golden State's probably, they are better at this point in time. So Chicago's in a rough state. If the problem I have with playing Liberty team total under is that the Chicago ball handling, I guess Haley Van Lith would get the start here at point guard. They don't really have another true point. I think they'd like to keep Atkins off the ball. That if they get turnovers and whatnot and runouts, New York's a good fast break team. Could be blowout city early. So a lot of question marks where team totals are concerned. I would probably agree more to your point that Chicago, their team total could stay under here. They don't make shots to begin with. And now they really don't have anybody to set anybody up. They've been playing at pace, as has New York, which if you wanted to play overs, you could argue there's going to be enough scoring opportunities here in all likelihood to get over. Just don't know that I could get there. Yesterday, I was all set to play New York, and I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger immediately because then I found out about Jonquel Jones, which kind of just, that situation, Skee, is probably what holds me back from two different plays here. Certainly, I would probably be on Liberty team total over if she was in, and I would probably be on their side, Liberty, if she was in. But without her, I don't know. I'll have to wait to see what the final injury report reads.
I mean, the most logical thing to me is Sky team total under. I mean, RC agrees in the chat. Um,
And he's a Sky
Sky.
guy.
Now I don't know if you can call him that anymore. I mean, I don't know if anybody's a Sky guy right now. But I'm looking at the last few times they played. I mean, New York 99 to Chicago 74. Time before that, Chicago had 67. Time before that, they had 76. It's been right around this number, 75. But I mean, this year and the loss of this point guard right now, I mean, just combine that with, like Casey says, Haley out there scared to dribble.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, it was bad out there for HVL in that last game. I think Natasha Cloud might have a little something to say again today about her dribbling the ball. So I think Sky Team total under. I see 74.5 still right now. Still seems very doable. Anything else you want to talk about before we move it on?
Just simple math there. Skee says you got to ask Chicago to get almost 19 a quarter to get over 74 and a half. That would be 76. And for Chicago to get to 19 and over per quarter is probably going to be a real effort tonight.
All right. Let's do it. Let's move it on. Well, before we get to best bets, actually, we're going to do a little bit of promo here. It is $5 Tuesday. So you can shop around, try out as many handicappers as you like. They, everybody has plays up for $5 at Wager Talk, and see who you like, and then maybe maybe you like what you see, and you want to take advantage of this because it's the last day. 7 days for just $77 comes out to $11 per day. Promo code is Game On 77, and like I said, it expires tonight at midnight. With that said, Rob Veno, we're going to move it on over to best bets for the show. I'll ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, we love it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, let's just start real quick. NBA Finals tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow, Skee, but I already have a couple of plays up over at over at wagertalk.com. So if you're interested in early NBA action before prices move, go ahead up over there. Check it out. For best bets, I'm going to go right where we let off. I think Atlanta first half is a really strong play here tonight. I expect them to bounce back. I expect Jordan Canada to be better, and I expect them to be better defensively with her on the floor. Talked about it a lot last year when she's on the floor. They are a better defensive team. Last year, it happened instantly when she returned into the lineup. This year, it didn't happen instantly, but I think it happens tonight. So Atlanta first half -2.5 is my best bet for the show.
I like it. Good stuff. And for myself, I do have $5 Tuesday play up in the W. And I've also made a bet that I like quite a bit. I have an essay. I have an essay written over at Wager Talk for NBA Game 3 of the finals. With that said, my best bet for this show, I mean, we talked it out. Just 1 + 1 = 2. Chicago Sky team total under 74.5. They're going to have to show me, man, that offense, especially without Vandersloot, is going to have some problems. Continue to have problems. They've already had problems. So that's the show. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the chat. First of all, Chef Champ says he reposted the stream. We appreciate it. Definitely helps out the show. If you guys enjoyed the show, hit the like button for us. That also helps us out quite a bit. And Vino, I always tell you, it's great handicapping, breaking down these games with you. Helps out my process, and I'm sure everybody else agrees. They like it too. For the chat, you guys are amazing, great cappers, great people, and you help make the show what it is. So always want to let you know you're appreciated. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll catch you guys then. Best of luck on all your